Microsoft Studios Matt Booty, Studio Head of Minecraft Ellen Chang, and Head of ID at Xbox Chris Shaw.
Plus, we're also bringing you all the latest on Crackdown 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, Sea of Thieves, State of Agent, and Just Cause 4. Plus, there's loads more, but I'm not allowed to tell you just yet.
Can you feel the energy? This is going to be such a fun show. I'm starting to feel the holiday spirit already now. Today, we'll also be pulling back the curtain on 16 new Xbox Game Pass titles. So, let's drop hot into announcement number 1 without further ado.
I ain't trying to break you down, but for real, you might as well give up now. Think you got a chance, but I don't see how. Got a real tight grip when I hold that crowd. One thing I taught myself to do, no matter the problem, refuse to lose. Came here ready to fight on this night, you better just run for your life. Usually I'm very polite. I'ma get serious tonight. Even when it's all being nice. Every single dog in the bite. I don't mean to sound when I strike. You better just run for your life. Run for your life.
Folks, PUBG is dropping into Xbox Game Pass in just 2 days on November the 12th. How about that, right? Good stuff. Now, if you're not an Xbox Game Pass member just yet, you have to know these 3 things. Number 1, membership gives you instant access to over 100 games for one low monthly price. 2, new games are added every month, including Microsoft Studios games like Forza Horizon 4, Crackdown 3, and all of your favorite Halo titles on the day they launch. 3, it's a brilliant way to discover games you wouldn't have had the chance to try before. So go ahead, step outside of your usual genres and comfort zones. You might be surprised at what you find. Oh, and there's one more thing as well. We are not responsible at Xbox. If you're so busy playing Game Pass titles, you miss out on holiday parties, dinners, or I don't know, sleigh rides. You do you, it's the holiday season. Now, if you haven't tried Xbox Game Pass yet, starting today, new subscribers will get the first month of Game Pass for $1. 1 month, $1, 100 plus games. What do you think of that? Yeah. They like it. Now, this is a worldwide promotion, available in 40 different regions, so be sure to check your region for availability. This deal is going to last all through the holidays, so you've been waiting for the right moment to try Xbox Game Pass. The time is now.
That is right now. And hey, do we love breaking news? Oh my god. On Inside Xbox, of course we do. We have exclusive reveals. You know this. But what we really love is to bring you and you as close as possible to the game creators so you can ask the deep questions you want answered. Even when we're broadcasting from the studio, which is very different from this, the community is always part of the show. Now coming up, Fakari is going to do just that. He's going to step up his boom with Joseph Staten and Crackdown 3. That'll make sense in a minute. We will be unveiling a brand new, never-before-seen mode. But first, how about one of them exclusive reveals? Now, here's an interstellar world premiere. It's from Jonathan Che, co-creator of BioShock, and it's coming to Xbox Game Pass when it launches. Say hola to, and I love this name, Void Bastards.
Surprise, Buckface!
Do try not to die while action items remain unticked.
Client expired.
I'm looking to you for a paradigm shift towards competence. So I can give you a hug.
No respect for synergizing.
Action items ticked.
Welcome to Xbox Game Pass. You want to join our team?
Do you know how to use one of these things?
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have hired a hitman.
My ride's here!
I am so inspired!
This is awesome!
What should I play next?
Play over 100 great games with Xbox Game Pass.
Join now and get your first month for $1.
What are you doing in my fridge, Commander Jackson? You gotta step it up, Terry Crews. The enemy should never see you go. You gotta get your jump on him, Crews. Out of my gym bag. Oh, I see how it is, okay? All right, okay. Starboy, get out, surprise! Oh. Ah! Yeah!
Included day one with Xbox Game Pass. Join today.
Here we go! It's the
All right, we sure do love us some Terry Crews. Thanks so much for joining us today, Joseph. And I don't mean to rush you, but I know the fans out here are hungry. Yeah. We all want an update on Crackdown 3. They might even be a tad bit hangry. So I know I don't say this a lot, but let's go ahead and skip the appetizer. Can we get to the meat and potatoes, please?
Yes, it has been way too long since we talked about Crackdown 3 multiplayer, and today I'm happy to announce Wrecking Zone. Wrecking Zone is multiplayer the Crackdown way. 2 teams of 5 agents unleashed in fully destructible battle arenas. It's real, people are playing it right now, and we brought along with something so everybody watching can share in the fun.
Well, let's stop talking. Let's just have a look, yeah?
All right, let's go for it.
Let's do it.
Listen up, agents. The world has become a dangerous place. That's why the agency has created the ultimate combat arena. Welcome to Wrecking Zone. 2 teams of 5 agents battle for supremacy. Smash through buildings. Blast bridges into rubble. Level the competition. Included day one with Xbox Game Pass. Join today.
All right. It seems we got some happy folks out here.
Yeah, it's good.
Now, for those watching at home, this looks like an entirely new way to play. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So we're using Azure Cloud Services and Xbox Live to enable these fully destructible environments. Everything you see, everything is something you can break. So you can use your rocket launcher or a flying fist to smash into a building and then blow out the other side.
I saw a lot of debris.
Yeah, absolutely. If you see a bunch of enemy players escaping across a sky bridge, you can take out your minigun, shred the bridge, bring the whole thing down. Ricari, if you want to drop a multi-story building...
No, first of all, if is not an option.
When
I absolutely do
you
want to do
drop
that.
this multi-story building on top of the enemy team, you can go for it. Cloud destruction enables all these really cool tactical choices, and it looks spectacular.
And we're looking at some of that actually right now on the monitors, and it's just absolute chaos. So with Wrecking Zone, it's great to see it in action, but what other content can fans look forward to, when Crackdown 3 ships?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see we're announcing 2 of our maps today. This is Blackout Zone, and we've got another map called Nova Station, 2 modes, territories, and Agent Hunter. And when the game launches, you'll have access to an arsenal of weapons and equipment, overdrive, skill boosts, a whole bunch of things to customize your player, your agent, just how you want to play. Not to mention, there are a whole bunch of fun ways to customize the way you look that we'll be talking about closer to launch.
All right, so I've played in my playtest, I've seen you at playtest, but I gotta ask, what is your favorite part of the game?
So,
Yeah. Give us the secrets.
So for Wrecking Zone, what's really amazing to me is, if you have a first-generation Xbox One, if you're playing on PC or a brand new Xbox One X, cloud destruction means that the destruction experience is the same on all platforms, which is really great. For a campaign, Ricari, I'm a world design story guy, and the campaign is awesome. It's that same great open world, orb hunting, vertical gameplay, chaotic sandbox fun as the original game.
All right.
Yep. And I just want to take a sec to give a big thanks to our development partners, Sumo Digital, Elbow Rocket, Certain Affinity, everybody else that's just busting ass every day to make Crackdown a great, well-rounded game. So thank you.
Yeah, all right. Now, I've got to ask, and this is for everybody here, this is for everybody at home, do we have fans of the original Crackdown out there?
Yep.
That sounds like a yes. Good, that's good, all right. So we have some back compat news for the original Crackdown as well, yes?
Yes, that's right. So the big news is, as we saw the announcement, we're releasing in Game Pass and globally February 15th, 2019, but we have some more fun news as well. So if any of you guys have never played the original Crackdown game, we're announcing today for free, you can go and download Crackdown 1 from now until November 30th.
Yeah, how about that? There we go.
Crackdown 1 is one of my favorite original Xbox games. If you have an Xbox One X, the enhanced visuals look awesome. So go to the Windows Store, download your copy today, and enjoy.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. Now, don't forget, Crackdown 3 will be available on Xbox Game Pass when it bursts on the scene this February, like you mentioned. Coming up in just a few moments, Julia will track down Phil Spencer, head of Xbox. What's on Phil's mind? We'll find out in short order. Of course, he's out in the crowd there somewhere chatting with the fans. Either way, we'll be right back.
Mexico's a huge market for us. We launched the first time here in 2002. This is our 4th fan fest in a row. I mean, just look at the energy here. It's such a great place for us to be back here.
This is my first time here. I've had like 8 tacos already because it's exceptional food here. I mean, we've already had some great news already. Like, we've literally straight into the show. Like, what are you most excited about?
Well, I mean, just coming off the back of Joe announcing Crackdown, our date for Crackdown, the fact that it's going to be there day and date in Game Pass, it's one of my all-time favorite Xbox franchises. It's great to be able to show people multiplayer. I've heard people want to see multiplayer, so it's great. And people are playing on the floor. We've got Wrecking Zone here. People at the Fan Fest are getting to play. It's just great.
So, I mean, we talked a little bit about the, Mexican community. What is it that is so special about these guys? I mean, I think we kind of already know. They are so...
I'll say one of the...
Can't you say anything? That's how passionate they are.
I'll say one of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here. Here we see parents with their kids. It's a gaming is such just an activity that brings people together. It's awesome to be here with so many families having a great time. This is just what gaming should be about.
So, I mean, obviously we hear you talk about, gaming for everyone, and, we brought out the adaptive controller, which was just something so incredible. I mean, that's only just, one small part of, gaming for everyone. What does the whole thing kind of mean to you in its bigger picture?
I love the art form of video games. I think we tell stories that bring people together. I think whether it's competing or whether it's cooperative, I think everybody should be able to play. You talked about the adaptive controller. It's awesome. We're launching the adaptive controller in 17 new markets in 2019, including here in Mexico, which is great.
Because gaming's a great level, it doesn't matter what your physicality is. You can compete on an even playing field with everyone else. That's amazing.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And we want to make sure that the community is the right place for everybody. We want to make sure content's right for everybody. I think it's such a, and being here with the fans, you hear from them. We know gamers are passionate. What we don't hear.
We don't hear anything. I mean, as someone who really loves to future games, it's why I love tech, it's why I love gaming, and it's great to have you here. Obviously, you guys are making such huge, or rather, we are making huge steps forwards, technologically and kind of smaller incremental steps every day. Like, where do you see us in 20 years' time? Like, sell us the dream. Where are we going? Where are we going? Come on.
I love that. I mean, you think about for us when we started on this journey a few years ago, we said we want to make sure we've got the largest library of games for people to play. So we did things like backward compatibility. We did some work on our platform and our services, brought Mixer in. People told me, hey, I want better hardware. We went out and did S. We went out and did X, the most powerful console in the world, something we're committed to in the future. We wanted to bring all gamers together regardless of what platform they're on. So we've been talking about cross-play, cross-progression. We showed a little bit about xCloud in the future. But when I really look at next, I think we got a ton of work to do on Windows. And Windows is something I'm very committed to. I've heard the feedback about our store. I'm going to take a bigger leadership role on what's going on with the Windows Store, make it really tailored towards the gamers that we know want to see the best from what we have to offer. And it's going to be a fun journey.
You're going to get in there and tinker a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So, I mean, I'm loving all these big announcements for Game Pass because, to me, when I think of a subscription service, you kind of always assume it's going to be kind of like the, you guys haven't really done that. So, I mean, and presume from that, you're saying you're super committed to this service. This is how you see the kind of future going.
Well, I would say it's about choice for gamers, right? So people want to buy games to build their library. That's their choice, and I love that. I love the fact that we offer that. For a lot of people, the best way to build their library of games to play is through Game Pass. Or I'd say 12 new games coming to Game Pass this holiday. Obviously, our first party game coming day and date. It's going to be great. When I look at the games coming next year, it's going to be awesome. I think it gives gamers a choice about where they want to play and how they want to play and how they want to build their library. And we've got millions of subscribers now, and it's just great to see people choosing to play new games and finding new ways to discover interesting talent.
Yeah, and kind of mixing up the genres as well. You might be well into shooters, but actually you're like, oh, hey, it's not going to cost me anything. I'll just have a little dabble with that.
That's the best thing. What we see when people get into Game Pass is they actually play more games. They actually buy more games, which maybe seems counterintuitive. They try genres of games that they don't normally play. We watch that when we see what people are playing. I think it's just been a great thing for the creative community. We want as many kinds of games to be successful as possible.
So, obviously, you guys are quite a few little studios here and there.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. When you acquire a studio, do you use like a comical-sized check? Is it like
It's
really
tap
big?
and go.
Oh, it's tap and go.
It's tap and go.
Oh, okay, so there's going to be a few, obviously a few more. Tap and go. Obviously, Hellblade was a big thing. A little bit of news around that particular time.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things people know, Hellblade coming to retail on all the platforms it's shipped on, which is great. So coming to PlayStation. This December, Hellblade coming to Game Pass.
Hellblade's coming to Game Pass. That's amazing.
I mean, it's a game that highly rated. I think everybody should play. Tells an important story from a studio that we obviously love. And you talk about studios that we bring in. It's about that cultural fit from us. Do we have something to add to the studio? And it's really fun to not only see what Ninja Theory's done in the past, but to look forward to next year and things that might come.
And some other little inklings to do with studios, maybe?
Yeah, I think we have Matt Booty on the show at the end, maybe to announce a couple new things.
Okay, that's very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us, Phil. It's a pleasure. And yeah, thanks so much for being with us. So I can say I can't wait, obviously, for finding out from Matt Booty where exactly it's going to be going. But now we get to Kingdom Hearts 3 world premiere. Let's celebrate Hellblade coming to stores and Xbox Game Pass in style. Yes.
They can break you, but not your promise. Even death will keep you apart. Through this darkness you will find him. In your soul still beats her heart.
I'm not scared anymore. You know what I mean?
I'm starting to.
Wow! I want us to be together forever. What matters is I'll be here from now on.
Hey, loser! I'm useless. I'm chicken. We're not friends. I can count the number of times you and I have hung out on one hand.
I'll be back to visit you.
What?
You and me are friends now.
The test! Hand it over! Care to surrender?
Tadashi wouldn't want there to be a Baymax that hurts people.
Okay.
Ever dreamed of. You must be kidding me. Did you really think I could say no? I want you for a lifetime.
Look at how many there are.
So if you're gonna think twice, baby, I don't want.
Who are you?
Baby,
Now we forge it. The ultimate key. The key blade.
And Kingdom Hearts series, they're not just great games, they are landmarks that the rest of the industry is measured against, and have a special place in our hearts, and I think a lot of folks out here as well. And so it is an honor to be joined on the Xbox stage by someone responsible for both of these series, Shinji Hashimoto from Square Enix. Thank you so much for joining us, Hashimoto-san. So let's talk Winnie the Pooh. Winnie's played a role in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. What can you tell us about the 100 Acre Wood we just saw in Kingdom Hearts 3?
プーさんの話をしていただきたいんですけれども、今映像にありました100エーカーの森に関して教えていただけますでしょうか。
そうですね。まず今日はね、本当にお越しいただいて本当に感謝しております。
Well, first of all, thank you very much for coming today to talk, hear me talk.
ちょっと説明するからちょっと聞いてちょっと
So I'm going to explain a little bit, so if you could keep quiet a little bit, that would be much
ちょっとね
appreciated.
ちょっと聞いて今回ですね、プーさんっていうのは実はシリーズ出たことあるんですけれども、今回もですね、最新作3でもプーさんは100エーカーの森という形で、登場します。で特に、今回ミニゲームたくさん入ってるんですけど、例えばレミの美味しいレストランなんかは料理を題材にしたミニゲームが入っています。あとはクラシックキングダムとして LSI のミニゲームなんかも入っております。でプーさんと随分遊んでもらいたいんですけど、ミニゲームがたくさんある中で今回パズルゲームないねという形で、先ほどトレーラーにもあったようなパズルを題材にした可愛いミニゲームを用意してますので、ぜひ皆さん楽しんでください。
So the Winnie the Pooh world has been in the series until now as well, but in Kingdom Hearts 3, in the 100 Acre Woods, you can enjoy playing the mini games as it were in the previous titles, and you can also enjoy interacting with Winnie the Pooh and his friends. Now, Kingdom Hearts 3, there are many mini games in there, such as the one based off of Ratatouille, it's a cooking mini game, and also LCD mini games called the Classic Kingdom. We also figured that we didn't have any puzzle games in the game yet, and so for the 100 Acre Woods, we decided to have puzzle-like mini games in there, so you'll be able to enjoy cute puzzle games.
They like the puzzles. They like the puzzles, and they love the gameplay too. Because we have Kingdom Hearts 3 playable here at XO18. It's right over there if you haven't played it yet. I can tell you it feels great. So, what are some of the key advances in gameplay that fans can expect in Kingdom Hearts 3?
では Kingdom Hearts 3が現行世代機で初めての展開となるんですが、開発チームにおいて Xbox One や Xbox One X のエキストラパワーを活用していたところはどのような点でしょうか。
はい、やはりですね、マシンスペックが素晴らしいので、今回もいろんなワールドそれぞれ、演出とか変わってるんですけど、例えばですね、パイレーツ・オブ・カリビアンのカリビアンシーなんかでいうと、荒波の表現とかはやっぱマシンパワーが必要だったりして、サンフランシスコ東京の、いわゆる、ビルの高いビルから降りていくんですね。でそういったところの高速処理なんかもそのマシンパワーを使っております。はい。
Yes, in Kingdom Hearts 3, we do use the hardware many ways in the different worlds. For example, in the Caribbean Sea, from the Pirates of the Caribbean, we use the hardware to depict the roaring seas that you see in how you have been seeing it in the trailers, and also on the details of the characters. And for the CG world of San Francisco in Big Hero 6, we utilize the hardware of the vast city and the high buildings that you can't jump off from. So all the verticality in that world utilizes that new hardware.
That's really awesome to hear because this is the first Kingdom Hearts of this generation and, well, of course, the first one on Xbox. I can't wait to see what it looks like on Xbox One X. Now, because Kingdom Hearts is new to Xbox, I thought it would be interesting for all of us here to share how Square Enix and Disney first came together to collaborate on the original title. I heard an elevator was involved.
今回、Xbox 初めてということで、その原点に戻りまして、ディズニーとそのどうやってこの話ができたのか、エレベーターっていう話を聞いたことあるんですが、
よく質問を受けるんでね、ちゃんとお答えしなきゃと思うんですけど、確かに約20年前ぐらいなんですけど、当時目黒に、スクエアがありまして、当時ディズニーさんも同じビルに入ってました。でそこでディズニーさんの社長さんとかじゃなくて、ディズニーの女性プロデューサーの方から向こうから声をかけていただいて、スクエアさんですかっていうような質問をされて、そうですよっていう、そこから始まったんですよね。ただエレベーターの中で会議するわけにいかないので、日を改めて会議室でお話し合いをして、キングダムハーツがスタートしました。
Yeah, so we do get this question quite a bit, but it was about 20 years ago. We were in the same office building, Square was in the same office building as Disney in the city called Meguro. And a lot of people think that it was the president of Disney, but it was actually a producer at Disney that reached out to us in the elevator. And of course, it wasn't like a conversation that we could really hold in the elevator. So we took a couple of days after that to really sit down and talk about the details. And that's how Kingdom Hearts came about.
It's amazing that a chance encounter ended up leading to something we're still talking about 2 decades later. And you all love Kingdom Hearts. I mean, it all came just from that. So, before we let you go, is there anything else you want to share with us today?
最後にご共有いただきたい情報、新情報って何かございますでしょうか。
ですね、FF の話なのかな。はい。最新情報でちょっとファイナルファンタジーの話もしておきたいんですけども、最新情報としていよいよですね、 マイクロソフトの力もあって XBOX の360でやってましたファイナルファンタジー13、13ライトニングリターンズが介護官の技術でいよいよ XBOX One および 1X で遊べるようになりました。ぜひ皆さんこの機会にもう一度チャレンジして遊んでいただきたいなと思うのが一つ。それと先日ローンチしたばっかりのワールドファイナルファンタジーマキシマですね。これも遊べるようになっておりますのでぜひ遊んでいただきたいなと。そしていよいよ2019年来たるべき来年なんですけど、ファイナルファンタジーのオリジナルの7、9、10、10、12もですね XBOX に続々と来ますのでぜひお楽しみください。
Hi, we actually want to talk about Final Fantasy here for a little
Please,
bit.
go for it. You want to hear about Final Fantasy?
I'm not sure. We did have Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns on the Xbox 360, but now we actually have backward compatibility for Xbox starting next week.
Starting next week?
Yes, not yet. It will start next week. But we will have that. And also, we just released World of Final Fantasy Maxima on the Xbox One platform, so it would be much appreciated if you go look at that. And on top of that, we also are going to bring the legendary Final Fantasy titles 7, 9, 10, 10-2, and 12 to Xbox next year as well, so it would be much appreciated if you could look forward to that as well.
All right, that's right. 3 more Final Fantasy titles coming to Xbox and to, as you said, Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, and just the recently released this week, World of Final Fantasy Maxima coming in 2019. That is just amazing. So, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry, is there anything I can do for you?
最後にせっかく皆さんねお客様いらっしゃるので一緒に動画とかセルフィー撮りたいんですけど
Since I'm here with everyone here, I actually want to take a selfie with everyone. Can we
Do you want to take a selfie with Shinji Hashimoto? I think that's a yes. It's going to get more than one. You can't stop it. Oh, sure, why not? Hey, come on!
Okay.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Hashimoto-san. Don't forget, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming January 29th, and, well, Xbox Game Pass is like, well, a very special guest star on this show. We've already announced 2 titles already, but more is better, right? Do you all want more Game Pass? I like more. They want more. Let's get more.
Fantastic news that the Final Fantasy 13 games are coming to back compat. The backward compatibility program has received such an amazing response from fans, with hundreds of Xbox 360 games available to play on Xbox One and even some original Xbox favorites. Now, before we get to more brand new Xbox Game Pass announcements, one last note for back compat fans. Civilization Revolution Civ Rev is already in our back compat catalog, but there's a new Xbox 360 enhanced version of Civ Rev, so you can play on your Xbox One X in glorious 4K. Now, we told you we have 16 Xbox Game Pass games to talk about today, so let's knock out some more.
Gladly, Larry. All right, coming in at number 4, Ori and the Blind Forest. Number 5 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
The brand new one.
No,
It's not even out yet. And number 6 is Thief of Thieves. This game is so vibrant. I love the style. It's based on the Image Comics series from Robert Kirkman, creator of The Walking Dead. The best part is that it's coming to Xbox Game Pass when, Ricari?
You tell me.
Today! So go download that bad boy. Go download it right now. Well, after the show.
I get to play it. Is that
actually pretty fun. That's a lot of fun. All right, and the one and only, Ori and the Blind Forest is one of the most critically acclaimed Metroidvania games of this generation, and the envy of art directors around the industry. You can play it with Game Pass on December 20th.
All right, and then the highly anticipated sequel, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, will join Xbox Game Pass the day the game launches in 2019.
Do you expect to shed a tear in that one?
We will.
All right. Well, stay tuned for 10 more Game Pass announcements. Yes, that is correct. 10 of them.
Next up, we'll sit down with the creators of Microsoft Studios' fastest-selling new franchise this generation. Which game is that? Well, let's find out.
Ahoy! My name is Caesar, and I'm dying to hear the new things from Sea of Thieves. I love you guys. Thank you.
You came here for something new. The spirit of competition runs through your veins. And who am I to disappoint? I introduce to the Sea of Thieves, the Arena! Trust in your crew and earn the respect of your rivals. Together, compete for glory!
All right, what do you think about that?
The Arena!
All right, everybody, this pair of salty sea dogs literally just washed up on the shores of Mexico. Everybody, please welcome Rare's Johnny and Craig Duncan to the XO18 stage.
Hi, how does that feel? It's pretty good, right?
Sounds like we've got some Sea of Thieves fans in here, right? Right, Craig, you've got 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Tell us all about Sea of Thieves and remind everyone how this amazing game works.
So Sea of Thieves is about living the pirate life, but better than that, you get to go on adventures with your friends in a game that we continue to evolve and continue to make with our community. And quite frankly, our community is one of the most incredible, creative, amazing, welcoming communities in games.
And confirmed. Absolutely.
I mean, let's break Arena down. So obviously it's a whole new way to play Sea of Thieves. What are we doing? What's going on?
Yeah, so the arena it's brand new coming to Sea of Thieves, and like you say, it's a completely new mode. So even from the front end, you're now going to be selecting either adventure or arena.
Okay, yeah.
And this, we want to have this as a platform to kind of build on and grow, like we have been with Sea of Thieves, the adventure mode. So really offering competition on demand to people. And so we want to start with this kind of treasure hunting kind of mode, basically. So you're competing against other crews for treasure, and it's kind of all the best bits of Sea of Thieves condensed down into a kind of shorter session. Competition on demand. It's real crazy. Like, we're playing it at the studio at the moment. It's a lot of fun.
Everybody loves diamonds, right? Sorry, Simpsons
It's
reference.
like Sea of Thieves concentrated. I love that. Craig, when are we going to get a chance to play it?
So, as Joe mentioned, we're playing it in the studio at the moment. What we've learned through our journey of building Sea of Thieves, community feedback's really important to us. So, once we're happy with it internally, our next step is to get it into our Pioneers, which is our kind of internal, kind of community that we let play things early.
Right.
Once we get it into Pioneers, we're going to collect all that feedback, and then we'll really take time to work on that, and then figure out when we're going to launch. As we said in the trailer, we said it's going to be early 2019. It's going to be a totally free update, like everything else we've done with Sea of Thieves. But really, it's about building it with our community, getting that feedback. And as Joe said, it's a very different way to play Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. So Joe, what do you love most about the Arena experience? What's your favourite thing about the Arena experience?
What's my favourite thing about
the Arena?
Yeah. I think it's the intensity, like your heart rate and everything feels so different to Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves can be Like it's a
Chill.
wide
It's got
range
some
of
chill
kind of
moments.
emotions and chill and like watching the sunset and stuff. But this you won't have the time to kind of stop and admire the sunset because someone's going to be kind of competing with you, trying to get the treasure that you're getting, or you're going to be in a ship battle or something. So yeah, it's intense. It's a heart rate, is what you feel.
Oh, man. Wait to give it a shot.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are joining us for the panel tomorrow. Can you give us a little kind of sneaky peek what's going to be coming up in the panel?
Panel tomorrow?
Yeah, so we're doing a panel tomorrow where we've got more time. Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you, Julian. We're going to talk a lot more about Sea of Thieves, about all the other updates, things we've done, some of the, I guess, hints of what's to come. And we're also going to talk about our update dropping in November,
which is Shrouded Spoils. So we'll give a bit more information about what's coming in that tomorrow.
Amazing. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
See you tomorrow.
All right,
Mexico.
Thank you, Mexico.
Hooray! I bet you've always wanted to say that.
Working the crowd, I like that.
Okay, so the next game is generating so much fan excitement, just as much as this. It's a fighting game featuring the most popular anime characters from Bleach to Dragon Ball and Naruto. And if you love anime and love fighting games, Jump Force is a dream come true. Now let's jet on down to Jeff for some Jump Force. That's a bit of a tongue twister.
I'm here now with Diego Paramillo. You're the Bandai Namco community manager here in Latin America. Now, Diego, Jump Force is one of those games whose very existence blew people away at E3. One of the loudest pops. Like, why do you think that is?
Oh man, the thing is, like, we have one of the best manga IPs there. We have Dragon Ball, we have Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, and much more to come. So it's like all the best IPs from Shonen Jump, from Weekly.
Well, you know what? You didn't just come here with words. You came here with video.
Yes,
Let's turn around on this big screen and let's look at some brand new world exclusive Jump Force video.
Yes, there you go. I'm gonna explain this a little bit. You can see our Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation for Goku. That it's gonna be on the awakening part of the game, and it's just amazing. This when you press the RS button, you will get this super strength in Goku, and you can see now versus Freezer. It's just incredible. This is the Super Kamehameha, and it's gonna be amazing.
I feel like all the games in the Bandai series, all the fights, whether it's Dragon Ball Fighters or any of the Naruto games, just have crazy over-the-top effects, and this is like even a level above that.
This is up to a notch. Like you can see there's the galactic gun from Vegeta, and now this battle is just incredible.
Paris will never be the same.
No, I really like also the scenarios you can see here in Paris. It's just amazing, and this is one of my favorite parts. This is Golden Frieza that you've seen him in Dragon Ball Super, and it's gonna be playable like that in Jump Force. So the battles are gonna be just out of this world. Are gonna be such powerful battles between these characters that it's gonna be just awesome.
Yeah, we have no doubt. These teams just tend to really go over the top and do the manga and the anime justice.
Yes, I'm just so excited. The best thing for me for this game is that it's so easy to get into this fighting game because the controls are gonna be exactly the same for all characters, but all characters are gonna have different moves. So it's gonna be really easy to catch and very difficult to master.
Well, that's good because they don't have a whole lot more time to learn to master. The game's coming out pretty soon. We're gonna have to play it.
There you go. You can play it. There you go. It's coming on February 15th. So just please jump force. Unit to 5. So we're gonna finish with a Genki Dama, everybody.
And you have something for people at home? There's a hashtag or something?
We have a hashtag right now. So please take your favorite picture around the Fan Fest, and with the hashtag Jump Force Fan Fest, just upload that picture and we're gonna give some surprises to you. We're gonna put them on our social media channels, the best ones, and after you give it, I'm gonna give some surprises to everybody.
I think this guy, he brings surprises, so you can trust him. He's got something for you. Coming up next, a world premiere State of Decay 2 trailer that introduces a new add-on that includes everyone's favorite 4-letter word that starts with F. Free. I think I was gonna say. But first, There's a reason I'm wearing this hat. I want to wish a very happy birthday to Xbox One X.
Oh, look, it's got his own little hat. I didn't get a hat.
This beauty boy may only be a euro, but it is the world's most powerful console with hundreds of games that look stunning that are enhanced, like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like someone here who actually brought his entire console just to play Red Dead Redemption 2 and also not come to dinner with us because he's playing the game.
You say that like there's anything wrong with that? I mean, once you're part of the Vanderlyn gang, you stick with it.
Oh, well, fine.
Oh, this is just beautiful. And you know what? Why don't we get this out to somebody? Oh, hey, you. I love this shirt. You've got the Mexico gears, Omen. You've got the hat. And now you have an Xbox One X. So please enjoy this. Yes. It's the holiday season. Holiday season is all about Xbox One X enhanced games. Games like Battlefield 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Forza Horizon 4, Fallout 76, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and of course, Red Dead Redemption 2. All of these are playing best of the world's most powerful console, and it just keeps getting better.
You think you wanna play now? You think you wanna play now? You think you wanna play now? This is my playground.
Zombies. Richard Folke, design director at Undead Labs, is in the house. Now, Richard, first of all, hello. How you doing today?
Good.
You know, we've done this a few times, so it's good to see you down here in Mexico City. So, tell us about Zed Hunter. What's new with it?
So, Zed Hunter is a new free update coming to State of Decay 2. First and foremost, features crossbows. Crossbows, new weapons being added to the game. Crossbows are a great way to take out zombies from a distance quietly without bringing the whole neighborhood down on you. The crossbow bolts that you shoot, they'll stick in zombies, they'll stick in the environment. If they don't break, you can go and get them back. So that makes it really easy to stay out in the field even longer. We've got 3 new super quiet melee weapons, 3 new close combat weapons, 6 new consumables, some of which are based on zombie plague experiments. So they give your survivors special abilities that for a short time, for the cost of some blood plague accumulation, they let you do things like your survivors can see in the dark, they're harder for zombies to detect.
All right, well, you're talking a lot about survivors, and I have to ask this question selfishly. You know, Daybreak came out and it was an amazing pack and it's fun. I want to know with Zed Hunter, do I get to, you know, access this amazing arsenal that you've created?
This amazing
For those of you that don't know at home, I am actually in State of Decay too, so I'm super happy to hear this, by the way. All right, so what I want to know is how has the game evolved since launch and what's changed?
So we've had a lot of content come out since launch. We had the Independence Pack come out pretty quickly right after launch. We have a Daybreak, which you just mentioned, launched in September. We've had 4 title updates since the game launched with bug fixes, quality of life improvements, and a lot of content that we've added to the game.
Okay. Now, they're obviously excited about that. And I know community is very important to you, so I want to know what role community plays in your development roadmap.
You know, we love our community. They love our game. They give us such great feedback and suggestions about what they would like to see in the game. One of the things that we've heard a lot is that people are looking for new ways to challenge themselves in State of Decay 2. So they asked for it. We're coming with an answer for it.
I was going to say, what's next?
What's next? So we've got a free update planned for early 2019.
All right.
That's going to allow players to experience new challenges, new ways of surviving with their communities. You can experience that content with your existing communities, with your own communities, regardless. 2019, it's going to get a lot harder to survive in the apocalypse.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
I got one more sneaky
Do your thing. What?
All right, so we're not going to say a whole lot about it, but we got something special planned. We want fans to be ready to return to Trumbull Valley in 2019. Go check out State of Decay.
All right. Well, there it is. Thank you. Thanks so much. All right, well, now, how about a world premiere where you surf on top of cars and tornadoes? Check it out.
Hello, I'm Billy from Mexico City, and I need to know more about Just Cause 4.
Rico, you can't ignore what's going on here. We need your help now.
I'm not doing this again.
It's already started.
You thought you could just walk away like this? You need me, Rico. Let's see about that.
I am the fear behind my new spoken light. The enforcer of every rule I got broken light. Information ain't misleading, that kind of spoken light.
Rodriguez, I don't care who he is or what he wants. We're nearly ready. Give him a taste.
I'm just...
Guys, come see this. We've never been up against anything like it.
They want to bring the thunder. Let's bring it.
Are you kidding me?
You like what you see?
Francesco, that's amazing. Allow me to introduce Francesco Antolini from Square Enix.
Hello, guys.
And he is going to attempt to tell us what we just saw. Welcome.
You saw madness, chaos, destruction, creativity, awesomeness.
All rolled into a tornado.
Yeah.
Now, the Just Cause series has set a high bar for crazy, insane action. How does the new one compare?
Just keep that bar, it breaks it, and it put even higher.
Right. I mean, I have played every single game, and every game I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. It's like I say,
It's the game that just says, yes, can you do that? Yes, you can.
Yes. And we definitely felt that you guys wanted even more dudes to do even more of this and that and whatever crazy thing you may think about, right? So it's the tornado, lightning storm, sandstorm, everything physicalized, everything interacts with the world.
Right.
And this is the new grappling hook with, millions and millions of different combinations.
What do we see here? Because I just saw him. It looks like a type of grenade launcher, but he's exploded. That's great.
Yes. So what you saw there, it's it's the secondary fire of your sniper rifle. Each weapon comes with a secondary fire.
Right.
Sometimes it's obvious, like an assault rifle as a grenade.
Sure.
Sometimes it's a little bit more crazy, like your sniper rifle as a homing rocket, right?
Which is
Makes
perfect.
sense.
Now we see
Just
it.
cause!
Somebody just asked why, and he says because. Just cause. That looks fantastic. Now the game, it's really grown over the past few years, and tell me about the evolution of what you've seen gamers want.
Exactly that. Actually, with Just Cause 3, we did this little experiment of having the retractability controllable on the grappling hook.
Right.
And that was part of, overall evolution of the grappling hook. Just Cause 1, Just Cause 2, Just Cause 2, you move around. Just Cause 3, this great traversal with wingsuit, parachute, and the grappling hook. And we said, what if we give players the ability to interact with the physics in the world, with the grappling hook? They went nuts with it, and that's why we doubled down on that approach with Just Cause 4.
Yeah.
So you can really be a master of your world.
Now he just pulled down a jet here, and now he's using the grappling hook to jump in, because that's the way you roll.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right. I mean, this looks amazing.
Let's roll.
It's so there's a lot more vehicles and a lot more, obviously, destructibility, of course. But tell us a little bit about some of the new vehicles.
A lot. We have, for example, a complete new class
Look
of
at this boat.
vehicles.
Just look at a boat.
We've put a lot of the accent on it, giving you vehicles you can use to have fun with.
Right.
Like, for example, you got an industrial crane as a telescopic arm. Of course, you can use it as a crane. You can build wrecking balls with it.
Right.
But I love to use the telescopic crane to actually punch things around. Yeah, so this type of mentality.
Right. So what I've noticed in the Just Cause universe is every tool has multiple things you can do with it, right?
Your imagination is your limit. What we say, our motto is, if you think you can pull that off, then you should be able to pull it off.
Yeah, it's very cinematic. We see it in the distance here. We see the tornado. Tell us about the tornado.
You saw it in the distance because the tornado is not freaking part of just a mission, right?
Right.
In pure Just Cause spirit, the tornado and each other extreme weather event, it's actually roaming the world. It's always there for you, say, lure Black Candy in it and play with it. You can trap a tornado using wind cannons and so on. It was an extremely high challenge, both from a design and a technical perspective.
Right.
But I have to say we pulled it off.
Now, if my house gets pulled up into the tornado, am I going to land in Oz?
You will learn now, to control your way around.
Right. So you got to play. It looks fantastic. I cannot wait. Thanks, Francesco, so much.
Thanks
for
to
coming
you.
by.
Thanks, guys.
Pick up the Xbox One X Enhanced Just Cause 4 on December 4th. It makes a terrific gift, the adrenaline junkie in your life. Now, the holiday season isn't just about wish lists and gifts. The most important part is giving to others. Let's see how you can be part of the giving back for the holidays.
That's all. Okay. Oh yeah, I get to run through this.
All right, I'm really excited to tell you about this. So earlier, Phil Spencer talked about gaming being the great unifier. We see it all around us here at FanFest. Gaming brings us together like all of these amazing fans right here. Now, that's right. Now we want to tell you about a way that you can be part of that unifying force and do some good in the process.
So beginning today, we're proud to announce Give with Xbox. Starting right now and through to December the 9th, we're asking you to post those photos on social media and share with us what gaming together means to you. Use the hashtag #GiveWithXbox. For every tag photo, Xbox is going to donate $5 worth of Xbox products and services up to $1 million.
That's right. I've got a head for Dr. Evil as well.
You do. You should have done that line, Gray.
Yeah. And check this out as well. The donations will be distributed amongst 4 incredible gaming charities that really exemplify the spirit of gaming together. Child's Play, Gamers Outreach, Special Effect, and Operation Supply Drop. Now, Child's Play was founded in 2003 by the creators of Penny Arcade, and they donate toys and games to children's hospitals around the world.
That's amazing. And Gamers Outreach Foundation provides portable gaming kiosks to hospitals and raises money for various charities through gaming tournaments, which is also hugely worthwhile.
Incredible, yeah. Now, Special Effect is our next charity, and it's a charity that's very close to my heart. I'm pleased to say that I've been ambassador for them for about 5 years now. Now, this amazing charity uses tech like modified game controllers and eye control to put fun and inclusion back into the lives of people with limited mobility.
I mean, some of the bespoke rigs that they make are just incredible.
Really special.
Really incredible
work.
And Operation Supply Drop began sending video game care packages to deployed service members in 2010 and now also assists with veterans transitioning home, which again, these are all just fantastic.
Just amazing charities, yeah.
Really, really good.
There you go. And you should totally look them all up on Twitter, look up their websites, learn more about these charities because they are incredible. But you can help them right now, starting right this second through December the 9th. Post your Gaming Together photos with the hashtag GiveWithXbox. And I can't wait to see what Gaming Together means for our community, our friends, everyone here. And it's going to be even better knowing you're providing some valuable help to these charities. To find out more, check out xbox.com/GiveWithXbox.
And don't forget, we're giving you things today too.
Everybody gets something.
Everybody's a winner. Yes, if you're watching on Mixer and logged into your Microsoft account, you're going to be getting some snazzy in-game items for Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 4. Forza.
Nice, Forza. And there's still time to claim your treasure. Simply head over to mixer.com/Xbox or your country's local Mixer feed to participate. And that goes for anyone watching on a console, PC, or mobile device. We love you all.
Now, I think we owe this crowd some more Game Pass announcements.
Yeah?
Some games for free, right? Yeah.
I think so.
All right, good call, Julia. Let's keep the giving going with some more great Xbox Game Pass games. How many are we up to now? We got PUBG, Boy Bastards, Hellblade, Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I mean, first of all, that's the 5 best Game Pass games of all time, but what am I forgetting?
Thief of Thieves.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
It makes
all right,
sense.
That's 6 coming to Xbox Game Pass. I would do my count impersonation, but it's not that good.
It's a bit of a deep cut anyway. Now, on with the count. 7, Kingdom 2 Crowns. Now, this game, if you want to get ready for that, Kingdom New Lands is actually available right now on Xbox Game Pass. We're just going to keep you going with that series. 8, Aftercharge. And 9, I love this name. I know you love this name. Supermarket Shriek.
I mean, what I love about it more, I mean, we'll talk about that in a sec, but I actually got a chance to play Kingdom 2 Crowns. Of course, we know it's the 3rd in the series, but it's very interesting because they added in these elements of co-op play, and you're basically a lay of the land. You're recruiting these little villagers to help you build up and defend your kind of home area. Love it. I played it. I had to riff on it. I apologize.
Please, this is why you're here. And don't forget, Kingdom 2 Crowns hits in mid-December.
All right, now, Aftercharge is a 3-on-3 multiplayer game in which the enemy is invisible. I love that Nico kind of like a real artist. Yeah, how do you do that? How do you find an enemy that's invisible? But it looks really different. Now, Aftercharge arrives in January 2019.
And it's going to be all covered with Game Pass. And Supermarket Shriek, it looks like it's just a blast to play. You and your goat?
Not the greatest of all time.
Right?
There's
a lot of goat games out there. Mostly good. You yell to propel your grocery cart through the store. And I mean, like, who thought of this? I'm good with it, but who thought of this? Anyway, it's coming in 2019, and it will hit Game Pass on release day. You get a goat. You get a goat.
You get our games on release day. I love when it happens. Now, remember, if you haven't tried Xbox Game Pass yet, you can get your first month for just $1. And there's going to be I'd buy that for $1 somewhere. Somewhere. We knew it was
You're really just going, it's free association, and the good part is there's an equivalent deal in like 40 countries.
Now, you asked who would do something like that with Supermarket Shriek, but, you know, it freaks me out in a good way, but I know who it is, right? It's Swery, yeah? Swery.
We know Swery, definitely.
Right. Yeah. Now, in just a moment, this guy here, Jeff, is going to
Graham, actually,
by Helen Chang, studio head of Minecraft. But first, Devil May Cry 5 made waves at E3 with its commitment to returning the franchise's roots with slick, stylish action. Now, we had a chance to meet the legend behind Devil May Cry 5's Electric Rebirth and get a sneak peek at some new jaw-dropping abilities in the process.
Remember us? You saw us at E3 in Los Angeles when we announced the release of Devil May Cry 5.
DMC is back!
Then we did a deeper dive into what this game is all about at Gamescom in Germany.
The Devil Breakers are the new system for Nero, and there's all kinds of different moves that you could do with the Devil Breakers that you couldn't do before in Devil May Cry 4.
And now, we want to bring you to our backyard in Osaka, Japan, where we plan to show you some features that the public has heard about, but never seen. We're also going to get inside the mind of the brilliant man behind the game, Itano-san. Since coming to Capcom in 1994, he's been the driving force behind some of our most beloved series. Games like Street Fighter Alpha, Star Gladiator, Rival Schools, and Itano is known for applying that fighting game knowledge to the action-adventure genre, with games like Dragon's Dogma and, of course, Devil May Cry. But first, we're hanging out in Osaka. It's known as a city that's highly supportive of the arts, so it's no surprise that Capcom's Osaka-based headquarters is like a magnet, attracting a talent pool of highly creative people. Speaking of creative, we're meeting some colleagues from Capcom at a local izakaya. Itano-san likes to encourage colleagues to exchange ideas and think outside the box. Gatherings like this are an example of how that's fostered at Capcom. And Devil May Cry 5 is evidence that his approach is working, which is why I can't wait to showcase some features that the public hasn't seen yet. When you enter the Capcom studios, it's obvious that it's all about gaming here. On this bustling floor, Itano-san works alongside his colleagues, and sometimes he games with us. For gamers who aren't familiar with the Devil May Cry series, the name of the game is Style. It's a combat-heavy game where players are rewarded by stringing together stylized attacks while avoiding damage. Varying up your attacks is key to raising your style rank. Itano-san, Devil May Cryについて. As we discussed Devil May Cry, Itano-san lets me know that his priority is to create action-adventure games that are tighter, more challenging, more hardcore. And that's exactly what Devil May Cry 5 is. Which is why his team created The Void, which is what we're here to showcase. The Void is a place where players can experiment with enemies, weapons, moves, and combos. It's a place where someone who's new to the game can gain mastery of it, or where DMC fans can perfect their techniques and hone their style. Another cool thing about The Void is that it gives you options. Turn your enemy's damage off to practice combos for prolonged periods of time. With damage on, you can see how much damage different moves and combos inflict. It's all for the players. And of course, there are the Devil Breakers. Itano shows me the unlimited Devil Breakers option, allowing you to practice without losing your Devil Breaker. He also says there will be different Devil Breaker loadouts that you can preset, and then you'll be able to switch between them on the fly. And to top things off, there's a deluxe collection of Devil Breakers. First up, the Gerbera GP01. If you're already familiar with the game, you know the standard Gerbera uses shockwaves to repel projectiles and send the enemy flying. The Gerbera GP01 takes away the ability to repel projectiles, but it adds movement options. You can make Nero shoot up into the air, or if he's already in the air, he'll shoot down to the ground. Next, the Pasta Breaker. Why pasta? Itano-san was thinking, what if Nico, that's her, was just cobbling something together with stuff she had lying around. She saw this fork, she's thinking, he needs to eat, and so the Pasta Breaker was born. And even though it's not much of a fighting tool, this is the only Devil Breaker that allows you to cycle your remaining Devil Breakers. So it could be of help strategically. For the next one, Itano-san takes us out of the Void and into gameplay. Meet Sweet Surrender. It's the only Devil Breaker that has the ability to heal. You can see it healing while in battle. Pull off a Break Aid move, you can recover 3 bars of health instantaneously, while surrendering Sweet Surrender. And now, Itano-san takes us back to the Void for the Mega Buster. This Devil Breaker was inspired by Mega Man. Itano-san figured, if Nero can change his arms, it's almost a given that we should have Mega Man's arm in the game. Isono-san shows us how Nero's poses and animations changed when he has the Mega Buster equipped as a kind of nod to Mega Man. The way he jumps, the way he runs, even his evade turns into Mega Man's slide. This is one of the things I love about Japanese game developers is they put all this love into really fine details. So there you have it, the Void, a place where you can experiment, practice your combos, learn the enemy patterns, and hone your skills to take on Isono-san's challenge of tackling his idea of a seriously hardcore game.
Weapons in Pasta Breaker. I love the Pasta Breaker. And remember, you'll see a lot more news on Devil May Cry 5 at the Game Awards on December the 6th, so be sure to tune in there. Jeff Keighley, that was just for you, mate. I got you. Right now, we're thrilled to be joined by Helen Chang, studio head of Minecraft, as well as John and Gonzalo from Pixel Heads, to discuss Minecraft Marketplace and more. Welcome, Helen. Now, you're a veteran Xboxer, right? This is the very first time we've had you on Xbox.
It is.
Xbox. And what a time to make your debut. So welcome.
Thanks, Graham, and hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here in Mexico City. Before I took my role leading the Minecraft studio, I've been lucky enough to work on Xbox for many, many years. And I love coming out to see the community and feeling the passion from our fans.
There's a lot of passion in this room today. I can feel it. So, Helen, you have a dream job, right? How has it been going so far?
Well, 2018 has been a huge year for Minecraft. Last month, we announced a new record for Minecraft. 91 million people playing Minecraft every month.
That's incredible.
So we're really excited about that continued growth leading into our 10-year anniversary. But we know even with that growth that we can't stand still. We are always looking at ways to grow Minecraft. And so at Minecon Earth, we previewed Minecraft Dungeons, our next new game.
That's right, yeah. Minecraft Dungeons, what do you think? I'm so excited about it. I loved it when I saw the video for Minecraft Dungeons, but just please set my mind at ease. Just because you're working on other games within the Minecraft universe, you still be updating Minecraft itself, right?
Of course,
of course. You are, yes.
Not only are we bringing an update in the spring to the Minecraft villages, but we're also releasing new content on the Minecraft Marketplace every single week. So our community is incredibly creative, and through the Minecraft Marketplace, we've been able to change or empower their love of creation into a career.
That's right.
And so today, we're really excited to have Pixel Heads here on the stage with us to share their experience.
All right, everybody give up for John and Gonzalo from Pixel Heads. Welcome. Now tell us, how did you two start working together, and what kind of things do you do in Pixel Heads?
I always love to play Minecraft, so I feel like something's missing. I need to expand it, create more.
Right.
So I started to make mods. I create a bunch of different creatures like dinosaurs, lions, elephants, even Godzilla. Then I need a way to share all my creations, so I found John.
Yeah, so I met Gonzalo. I created a website some years ago called, through my website I met Gonzalo. He submitted the best content, so when the marketplace was announced, it was obvious I had to team up with him.
Right.
And we created Pixel Heads, and so far it's been going great. And he's in Argentina, and I'm in Sweden, and it's been going really good.
This is one of the things I love so much about Minecraft, is that it brings people together all around the world in this amazing community. Now, John, you've got some brand new stuff that came out just an hour ago, right? Tell us about that.
Right. It's called Luxury Life, and it's a really cool world where you can explore mansions, drive speed, like sports cars.
Wow, look at that.
And you can fly helicopters, airplanes, decorate your own mansions. So we are very excited to finally release it, and I hope you guys will play it as well.
Awesome, look at that. So I can finally live the kind of life I feel like I deserve. This is fantastic. Thank you both. Now, you're both going to be on a panel tomorrow. Gonzalo, are you excited about that?
Yes, yes.
It's going to be great. All right, so make sure you tune into the Minecraft panel tomorrow. Tune into mixer.com/Xbox at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Julia's going to be hosting that, so it's going to be a ton of fun, and it's going to be awesome. Now, Helen, before we go, I believe you have something fun and also incredibly cute to share with us.
I do. So earlier we talked about how at Minecraft we want to continue to bring updates to our players. So I'm excited to share our latest and our cutest game update coming, Cats and Pandas!
Oh, I can't wait to see this. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at the video.
This story begins like most classics, with sleeping animals, on the brink of a feud that would last centuries. Panda, ruler of the bamboo forest, and Cat, ad hoc leader of the meh-whatever tribe, locked in serious slumber, a nap-off the likes of which had never been seen. To the winner, the jungle; to the loser, exile. The two had been napping for an extraordinarily long time, when, at the very same moment the sun began to rise, so did two pairs of opposing eyelids. It was impossibly, contestably, closer than close. But the sheep called the nap off for the pandas, which didn't sit well with the cats, who accused the pandas of going into hibernation mode, not nap mode. The feud was on. As time passed, they kept their distance. Pandas stayed in their jungles, while cats spent most of their time meandering in alleyways, starring in internet videos, and sneaking into places disguised as ocelots. As their disdain for each other grew, so did their adoration among humans. So much so, players of Minecraft requested both cats and pandas in the game. As one cat and panda expert prone to overly dramatic puns put it, that would not only be a catastrophe, that would be pandemonium. Over the centuries, many summits were held in hopes of building a bridge of peace between cat and panda communities. There was the August Accord that wasn't, and the Burley Brawl in Belize that was best left behind. Everything changed one fateful day in Winnipeg. The Paws and Claws Summit was the tipping point. The tension in the room was tense. As the saying goes, one meow could be the bamboo stalk that broke the panda's back. Then, with hope once again lost, something unbelievable happened. An angel of arbitration appeared with a stickered laptop. She was a game developer, there to show them a world where cats and pandas could co-purr and co-growl in harmony. She showed them something long lost to the annals of ancient cat and panda folklore, a world where furballs big and small rolled and cajoled, and naps were napped for pleasure, not for dominance. This world was Minecraft. All was silent, except for my narration. Then the rising sound of a meow and growl that hadn't been meowed and growled for hundreds of years. Two blocky light bulbs went off at the same time. If cats and pandas can coexist in Minecraft, they could coexist anywhere. It's a little-known fact that sometimes facts get in the way of fiction, and sometimes a little fiction helps ensure the future's bright, when cats and pandas are megabytes.
Trailers, little possibilities there, and I'm too bad. Before we move on, just a reminder, I thought you said something about the head of Microsoft Studios, Matt Booty, is going to be on later?
Oh, yeah, that's some big stuff.
Reveal Studios? Two? I can't wait to get there, but we still have so many more Game Pass titles to announce. How many have you announced so far?
I'm no good at maths. Why would you put me on the spot like that?
Well, I mean, that's what I do. Well, I've got 10 fingers, and I'm proud to tell you it's, God, I can't count either.
We've got another match of games. So, number 10 is Mutants Year Zero, Road to Eden. Number 11 is Pathologic 2. Secret Neighbor makes it a dirty dozen, and Lucky 13 is The Good Life. So, Mutant Year Zero takes place in a post-apocalyptic, nearly post-human world, which sounds a little bit like my flat.
I don't want to see that.
No one needs to see that. Where you control a team of mutants. Exploration and stealth happen in real time, whilst combat is kind of classic turn-based tactical gameplay. That's coming in December. Got some XCOM vibes for me there.
Yeah, I played this at PAX West. It was literally my favorite thing I played at PAX West.
Oh, nice.
It's a talking duck. Like, who doesn't want to use a talking duck?
Sold.
Exactly. Pathologic 2 now. Now, this is an open-world survival thriller featuring the plague. Everybody loves the plague, right?
Do they though?
You've got to solve the mystery of your father's death.
Okay.
Plague might have something to do with it.
All right.
Find your sister and, stay alive.
That's a lot to deal with.
It is a lot to deal with, but hey, we don't have a release date yet, but when we do, just know it will be available on Xbox Game Pass on release day.
Well, of course. Secret Neighbor, a multiplayer social horror game set in the Hello Neighbor universe. Secret Neighbor will come to Game Pass when it releases. Of course it will.
Of course it will. It is pretty creepy, actually. And finally, The Good Life. Now, this is a game.
Okay.
You're going to have to stay with me here.
Okay.
It's about a photographer living in a charming village and hating it. What? She's got to earn enough money to get out of debt and back to New York.
That sounds
There's
like
a twist.
Okay.
There's always a twist. At night, the villagers turn into dogs and cats.
That feels like there was a decision at like 3 a.m. that put those things together.
Dogs and cats have a pretty good life.
I mean, but why do the neighbors... I feel like we just need to play it. Maybe it explains itself.
It is a game we have to play. I know I'm intrigued.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so now connecting with fans here, you all, has been amazing. Thank you. And when it comes to what they want to see, well, they have opinions.
Hello everybody, my name is Atomic George. My name is Orko. We're in Mexico City. Viva Xbox! And we're fans of Tomb Raider.
Your grandmother hid something here in the paper. You can barely see it. I think it's a secret message. Does this place on the map mean anything to you? The Inca cross. It represents the 3 levels of existence. But something more as well.
Finally, it's mouse and keyboard time. Last month we announced that developers will be able to add mouse and keyboard support if they choose to. Of course, you asked what games will be supporting the feature, and we've got 14 titles to announce right now. So let's kick it off with Bomber Crew. War has never been so cute.
Warface is free to play now, and since it's from Crytek, you know it looks good.
How about Children of Morta? This roguelike was a hit at GDC and is coming to Xbox One.
Another game we saw at GDC coming to Xbox One is Minion Master. We're looking forward to this one.
Oh, it's so good. Next up, we've got DayZ. Now this shooter, it's already enhanced for Xbox One X.
And getting enhanced for keyboard and mouse support. Warframe going strong after 4 years, and man, they just keep improving it.
Strange Brigade. This is a personal favorite of Jeff and mine. We love this co-op shooter.
Livingston, I've discovered keyboard and mouse support. Deep Rock Galactic, the 4-player cooperative game, is an Xbox Play Anywhere title.
Warhammer Vermintide 2. Great co-op action in the Warhammer universe.
And Moonlighter, an RPG where you don't visit the shopkeeper, you are the shopkeeper.
Oh, okay. Wargroove, looking forward to this colorful strategy game launching. I know you are.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Advance Wars, which is one of my all-time favorites. Vigor, we announced this at E3. This is a survival shooter that's currently at Xbox Game Preview, and we know it'll work with keyboard and mouse support.
Next up, we've got War Thunder. This one just went free to play on Xbox One.
Yeah, this one looks really cool. And X-Morph Defense. Mouse and keyboard support is going to be right at home with this game's tower defense elements.
All right. Oh, and one more title you may have heard of.
What's up, Xbox Fortnite fans? It's your boy Mooney from Epic here to talk to you about keyboard mouse support. We talked a little bit back in our State of Dev about how we want to give you the ability to play where you want and how you want. That started with Fortnite Mobile, and now with keyboard mouse support, you have more options for input than ever. You might be wondering about fairness as you queue up to play with your squad. If you queue up with keyboard and mouse, you will be matched up against other players on keyboard and mouse. This is a part of our input-based matchmaking we implemented a couple of weeks ago. All in all, we can't wait for you to hop in and try it, and thanks so much to our friends at Xbox for working with us to make this possible. This lands later this week, so hop in and try it out. Until next time, enjoy Season 6.
It's always great to have Mooney on the show talking about Fortnite and awesome news for Fortnite fans. Are you going to do a dance?
That was just my moat.
Okay. And we can confirm that Fortnite and many other games will enable mouse and keyboard support on Wednesday, November 14th.
That's next week.
It sure is. Now, the games are exciting, but I'm also fired up about the hardware.
As usual, yeah.
Of course, you can take your standard USB keyboard and mouse, plug it in, and have it work. But it's my pleasure to announce today that Razer is our exclusive partner for design for Xbox mice and keyboards. That means they're designed from the ground up for gaming on Xbox One and Windows 10, and they support our new dynamic lighting feature.
This is a pretty cool feature. So the way it works is it allows developers to build keyboard and lighting effects directly into their games. In fact, two of the games we just mentioned, X-Morph Defense and Warhammer Vermintide 2, are implementing Xbox dynamic lighting, and we expect many more to enable this feature. So how's it work?
Yep.
So, for example, imagine someone in your party is downed in Vermintide 2. This happens a lot.
Yeah.
So your keyboard could flash red to alert you. Likewise, X-Morph could represent health bars by lighting up a row of different keys. How cool would that be?
That is very cool.
Check out this from your good friend Min at Razer.
Hi, I'm Min, CEO of Razer. We are the global leaders in gaming keyboards and mice. And today, we're working closely together with the Xbox team to bring our expertise to the Xbox One console. And here's what makes it really special. It's the world's first wireless mechanical keyboard and mouse designed from the ground up for the Xbox One and Windows PCs to reinvent gaming on the couch. We'll share all the details with you in January at CES. Stay tuned.
There you have it, mouse and keyboard fans. Happy holidays! In a minute, things are going to get rad with Chris Charla and all things ID at Xbox. But first, here's a pre-order worthy of putting on your holiday wish list. The Metro Exodus Spartan Collector's Edition.
Of Xbox Game Pass. The gamers are at the gates, ready to put you through your paces. Friends, Spartans, countrymen, what say you?
Who are you? Oh, I'm just a fan. Okay.
Play over 100 great games with Xbox Game Pass.
Tatum, you can see they're having a big go. ID at Xbox. I'm excited to be joined by Chris Charla. Well, first of all, because you're awesome, but even more excited, Chris, because you're always, you're dealing with some truly imaginative, fearless developers doing really interesting work. So first of all, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I got to ask, what's new with ID at Xbox?
Well, a lot. So we actually just crossed 1,000 games through the release onto Xbox One via the ID at Xbox
That's
program.
a hell of a milestone.
It's amazing, but I think what's even more amazing is 4 billion hours of gameplay of games from amazing independent developers from around the world. It's unbelievable.
That's ridiculous. All right, now we saw a bunch of great games at E3. I need to know what's happening with those.
A lot. So I think we've got some stuff to show. And so first up, we've got After Party from Night School Games. Super cool game. You play a couple who have accidentally died, gone to hell, and you now need to track down the devil and beat him in a drinking game to escape from hell. So
I'm just going to tell you that normally my drinking games result in me going to hell, not going there first and then trying to drink out of it.
And they've recently made some cool announcements. Ashley Burge and Aaron Yvette are going to be doing voiceover talent, and this one's going to be really, really cool.
Okay, what else you got for me?
So next up,
I can talk Ooblets.
We can talk Ooblets.
Yeah.
We can talk Sable.
Oh, your choice. You know what? This is your show.
Let's talk Sable.
Let's do Sable.
So Sable is a super amazing game, incredibly beautiful, the sort of Mobius graphic novel art style. And let me tell you, when you play it, your thumbs are happy. Just the traversal in the game is ridiculous. It's got an amazing kind of coming-of-age story, and this one is going to be super, super fun.
All right. Okay. Well, I think it's time then. We mentioned Sable. Now Ooblets. That's the one.
Let's talk about
That's
Ooblets.
the one I wanted to hear about. That's why I said
super excited about Ooblets. But what's really cool about Ooblets is it's just 2 developers, just a couple working up in New Hampshire in the U.S., making this whole game. They've been completely open through the whole development cycle. You can follow them on Patreon or just on Twitter, see everything that's going on. And it's a beautiful game, super cute, super cozy. And one of the things I think is coolest about it is it just made this design decision. You raise your Ooblets, and you used to fight them. And now they've made this design decision. They don't want to fight. So now they have the Ooblets compete in dance-offs. And that's the combat.
Okay.
It's like just dancing. And if you've ever seen the game, it's got a lot of dancing in it. It's just super fun. It's just a beautiful, beautiful game.
That's a wonderful
Can't wait
adaptation.
for that to come out.
All right, last but not least, Tunic, yes?
Tunic. So, never mind a couple. Tunic is being developed by one solo developer, Andrew, a.k.a. Dicey. He's doing everything, art, programming, animation. I mean, you look at this game, and it's hard to believe this is done by one person. And to me, this just speaks to the kind of democratization of game development that's happened in the independent community over the last few years, where now it's not so much about, can you program and everything like that. It's how good is your idea? How hard are you willing to work to implement that idea? And now, a single creator can implement something like this, which is just super special and super magical. Beautiful action RPG. Cannot wait for people to get to try it.
All right, that sounds good. So we knocked out the 4 games that we were talking about from E3. This is what I want to know. Great things in ID at Xbox. But what do you got in store for me this holiday season?
Well, I will say that there are a lot of long-awaited games coming to Xbox from creators who work with the ID at Xbox program this holiday. And in fact, there's so many good games coming this December that we're bringing back. We're kind of reaching into the past, going a little bit retro, and bringing back one of our famous promotions, twisting it up a little bit. But this December, Winter of Arcade will be coming to Xbox.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take Winter of Arcade.
Cool. And we're going to have several games available in Winter of Arcade. And what's really cool, we want everybody to play all these. If you get more than one game, there's going to start to be some things that really incentivize you and are pretty nice incentives. So
right.
We're stoked about it.
So Winter of Arcade is coming. I mean, do you guys want to know the games? I left it on you to be the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy. We do know what the games are. Unfortunately,
let's go to Julia for a couple of world premieres from a little franchise. I think it's called Forza, right? Julia, it's Forza. You wouldn't know how to pronounce it.
Oh my goodness! Don't get me started on the whole Forza thing. Anyway, as you know, it's a huge deal. It's one of the highest growing video game franchises, and it's got 11 games and tens of millions of fans. So Forza Horizon 4 is available with Xbox Game Pass, and Forza does keep getting better and better. So why don't you just take a look at this?
Hi everyone, I'm Ben Thakerfeld, Chief Designer at Playground Games. We want to thank you all for your incredible support since the launch of Forza Horizon 4. Your feedback helps shape the future of our game. In addition to the improvements and new features we've been adding, we have been hard at work on our first expansion, which I am excited to announce today. Later this year, the Horizon Festival is heading to Fortune Island, where you'll hunt for hidden treasure and explore the most extreme terrain ever seen in a Horizon game. This is the largest expansion we've ever made, and it's full of epic driving experiences, ravines, perilous cliff-top roads, and the longest section of paved mountain switchbacks we've ever built, which are perfect for drifting. It's not just the extreme terrain that will challenge you on Fortune Island. For the first time ever in a Horizon game, you'll get to experience thunderous lightning storms and even the Aurora Borealis while you race and explore the festival's newest and most dangerous location. Fortune Island is the largest, most thrilling and most extreme location we've ever built, and we can't wait for you to play it.
I should not have started this in heels. This is not the way to play this game. Okay, so Fortune Island looks incredible. Wait, whose idea was this to do both these things at once? But that's not the only goodness that's coming to Forza Horizon 4. So what also happens, you know, when you take Ken Block's greatest hits and mix them together with some Forza Horizon 4? Let's take a look. I need help. Help me. I mean, you know, you can do so much better apparently when you're not wearing heels. I think you need to go a bit faster, brake a bit. No, he's fine, doesn't even help. Anyway, they say 4 changes everything, and now 4 is changing too, so don't go anywhere. Microsoft Studios head Matt Booty is just a few minutes away, and we can't wait to hear who's going to be joining the Xbox fam. But first up, Jeff and Graham are going to be introducing even more titles to Xbox Game Pass. Left a bit. No, you don't want to go that way. Take a left.
So far, we have told you about 13 games coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Jeez, I'm not naming them all. I've run out of fingers.
Crazy Larry can do it.
No, Crazy Larry. I miss that guy. Has it been a while, have we?
It has been a while.
Anyway, all right, well. Anyway, before Jeff can double dog dare me to list all the games, let's take a look at the final batch. Number 14 is Agents of Mayhem. 15 is MXGP3, and 16 is Thomas Was Alone. These games are all coming later this month. Now, did you know about Agents of Mayhem? Because I do.
I did.
Mayhem stands for Multinational Agency Hunting Evil Masterminds, and in this game, you choose a team of 3 agents to, you know, like hunt evil masterminds. Now, it's actually set in the Saints Row universe, and if you can imagine a beautiful marriage of that and Crackdown, then you are on the right track and probably in the greatest wedding reception party in history as well, right?
Let me get this straight. You weren't going to count all the titles, but you know what Mayhem stands for
That's true, yes.
in this
I did
game.
my research.
Well, I didn't know. Glad you did, and that you did your research. But now, MXGP3, that is the official motocross game from Square Enix. If you're into dirt bikes and you want a game that's very fun and ultra realistic, this is your jam. Graham.
Right. Dirt for life. And now for something completely different. Thomas Was Alone is an award-winning puzzle platformer. Now the characters, Thomas included, are actually shapes, each with different abilities, and you need to help them get to the end of the level. And in case you're wondering, Thomas is a red rectangle, and he's brilliantly voiced by British actor and comedian Danny Wallace.
You wouldn't think that, like, a square can emote, that a rectangle can emote? somehow
He
this game,
definitely did.
it doesn't.
And he won an award for it.
That he did. And there you have it. 16 games coming to Xbox Game Pass. 16!
Yes!
It's a lot. It's great news for current subscribers, and it might even be better news for those of you who haven't tried it yet. Because you get your first month of Xbox Game Pass right now through the holidays for $1.
$1.
Or 10 pesos.
Jeff,
Euro.
wait.
Yeah.
There's more.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. That's right. Starting right now, you can go download the Xbox Game Pass app from both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Just search for it, wait for it, Xbox Game Pass.
Wow.
Yeah, surprised you. Now, the app is not only a great way to browse the catalog, but discover brand new titles on Xbox Game Pass. And the best part, you can queue up downloads directly to your home console and a heck of a lot more.
There you go.
So that's a lot of Xbox Game Pass news, and I think we're okay with that. We had a great new deal for members joining during the holidays, the launch of the mobile app, and 16 new games.
16.
Once again, which games?
Well, let's have a recap.
Let's do it.
Join now and get your first month for $1.
All right. While you're downloading that app, you're going to want to watch this next video, especially you, Graham.
Why? What's happening? What's going on? What's going to happen next?
I don't know what the problem is, Doctor. It's this time of the year. Everybody's festive. I just can't join the party. There's something missing in my life.
Do you have an Xbox? It's time to get crazy with Black Friday deal. We gotta start by filling the gap in your living room. Up to $100 off the entire Xbox One family of devices. The lowest price ever for Xbox One X at $399.99.
4 kids fighting over a single console?
Buy one for each. Save $10 on Xbox wireless controllers, including Xbox Design Lab.
Hey, Larry, what about games?
Games. Oh, you want games? Forza Motorsport 7, 50% off. 50% you don't have to pay. 50% you do. You thieve. Half off.
Those guys are not drinking eggnog.
Super Lucky's Tale, 35% off. State of Decay 2, 35% off. Player Unknown's Battleground, 35% off. With deals this good, you can't afford not to buy.
Well, Larry, what if we want to make it really easy?
Then give them the thrill of Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, boy.
Join Xbox Game Pass and get your first month for $1, 4 quarters, and 12-month membership half off. It's like you are printing money. Black Friday deal. If you don't buy it, the person behind you will.
Fine print? Of course there's fine print. And a lot more deals.
You can read it all right here.
Tatum, you can see they're having a really good.
It's time at last to pay off that hint that Phil dropped earlier in the show. Thanks, Phil. Please welcome for the very first time to the Inside Xbox stage, the head of Microsoft Studios, Mr. Matt Booty. Matt, good to see you.
Hi, Larry. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Now, Matt, you have had an
amazing. Your studios have had an amazing 2018. How's that been for you?
You know, it has been a great 2018 for us. We started out the year launching Sea of Thieves. We've had over 5 million players in Sea of Thieves. State of Decay 2, a little bit after that, over 4 million players. And of course, this fall, with the launch of Forza Horizon 4, it's gone great. High-rated game. We're really happy with how it's gone. Fans seem to love it.
But I got to ask you, we talked about 2018, and then 2019's looking pretty good, too.
Yeah, we've got some cool stuff coming up. As you've seen here today, we've got Crackdown 3, we've got a new Ori, and later in the year, we'll do Gears 5. It's pretty exciting.
I know everyone's excited for that one. Now, Phil didn't leave much to the imagination. The Microsoft Studios family is growing. Tell us about that.
Well, if you remember at E3, we had some big announcements. We were able to add 5 new studios.
Yep.
And we had Playground join the family with the work they've done on Forza. We started a new studio in Santa Monica, The Initiative, and we had Undead Labs in Seattle, Compulsion Games in Montreal, and then Ninja Theory in Cambridge join. And we're real happy with how that's gone so far and looking forward to the games we're going to see from them.
All right, well, tell us who's joining the fold.
Well, I am very pleased to announce that we will be acquiring In Exile Entertainment in Newport Beach, California.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about In Exile. Congratulations. Tell us about that studio, because there's quite a history with it.
Yeah, led by Brian Fargo. It's just a great studio made up of creative people really dedicated to the craft, long RPG lineage there. They've made games such as the Wasteland series, and of course Bard's Tale. Bard's Tale 4 recently came out, and it's doing great. So we're just really excited to have that team, the people, the craft joining what we do.
Now, when you work with the team and everyone at Microsoft, you look at the portfolio and you're looking for studios that really round it out, right?
You know, we look more for starting with the people and the teams. I don't really have a checklist of certain genres or kinds of games. It's more, who are the people, who are the creative leads, and what's their dedication to really excellence. And we've seen that in In Exile.
Now, we've got a video from In Exile, so we have a special message from Brian Fargo himself. Let's take a look.
Joining the Microsoft team is going to allow us to spend all of our energies crafting the game experience. It allows us to tap into the incredible Microsoft ecosystems that is second to none in the development world. Of course, we're going to continue doing role-playing games. We love the world building, we love the sense of immersion, and we love when all of the game's pieces come together. And even better is that the DNA of the company will remain exactly the same. And this deal is going to allow us to make role-playing games for many years to come. I'm very excited, and needless to say, I'm not going to be retiring anytime soon.
Now that's great, Matt, and that's really excited to welcome to the studio, but that's one. We talked about 2. So who else is joining the family?
We're also very happy to announce that we will be acquiring Obsidian Entertainment in Irvine, California.
Obsidian, that's again another great studio. Tell us about some of their work.
Well, they just have a great history of working with a number of publishers, making great games like Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, South Park, Stick of Truth, their own IP like Pillars of Eternity. Again, an indie studio that's really held together over the last decade and made some great games.
Now, our new friends at Obsidian have produced a great piece highlighting what they're all about. Let's take a look at just a snippet.
An Obsidian game is something really special, and it's really an interesting mix of different gaming concepts. It's born out of tabletop role-playing games where you can kind of do anything you want.
They are great with story, great with character, great with reactivity. I've often described it as it's not a story-driven game, it's a player-driven story.
When I think of Obsidian, I think of role-playing games, specifically some of my favorite ones, Fallout New Vegas, Stick of Truth, Pillars of Eternity. I actually played that before I ever interviewed with the company, and I remember thinking like, whoa, the writing like blew me away.
It's about player agency. Like there's stats and there's dialogue and there's combat, there's all this kind of thing, but in the end it's really about giving people the ability to be who they want to be and make decisions that truly impact what's happening in the game.
Now that's amazing news, Matt. Now, if I count, you talked about it, that is 13 new studios to the mix. Now, back at E3, we had this big screen with all the different studios. I think it's time we update that, don't you? So let's go ahead and update that. Add those 2 brand new studios, which now are part of the Microsoft family, right?
Yeah, that's great. And I would just like to say, with these studios, we're going to keep them independent as we have. And even though In Exile and Obsidian share some past going back. I really want to stress we're going to keep them unique and preserve the cultures that they've got.
Now, you're in charge of the portfolio for Xbox Net, for first-party portfolio. That's got to feel great. You must feel really good about the future now, because you're looking way up the pipeline.
Yeah, I am just tremendously excited and privileged. It's a great honor to be able to work with such creative teams, and some of these teams are going to have games that are going to come out soon. They've had some things in the works, but mostly we feel really set up to give our fans new exclusive games for Xbox and a great pipeline of new things going into Game Pass.
That's what they love. They love all of the things you just mentioned. All right, thank you so much. You have set quite a bar for yourself at Inside Xbox. It has been a wonderful show surrounded by incredible fans, and it is time to wrap it up.
Mexico City. Muchas gracias, gracias, gracias. Now, be sure to come back tomorrow. We'll be streaming 3 panels live on Mixer and Twitch. At 11 a.m. Central, Larry will be hosting Sea of Thieves and all things Arena.
Arena, yes. At 1:30, join me and my guest from Pixelhead for expert advice on being a Minecraft marketplace creator.
And then finally at 3 p.m., it's time for our Gears of War panel with Rod Ferguson himself, so don't miss it. And don't forget to tweet your questions for Sea of Thieves, Minecraft, and Gears of War to hashtag XO18.
That's right. Oh my God, we've had so much fun tonight in Mexico City. I am losing my voice. I don't know about you guys. And none of this would be possible without the incredible work of Team Xbox Latam. Come on in, guys. Fantastic. Oh, Nasla, for you. No problem.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. This is our final show of the year. So have a wonderful holiday season. And Inside Xbox will be back in 2019. Bye, y'all.